bringing attention and love for our bodies is a form of self-care and self-love. Because when you care about being healthy and taking care of your mind and your body, they all work one in hand with the other. When we're feeling a bit low, emotionally drained, or experiencing negative thoughts or emotions, doing something physical can really help boost that positive energy. We love going at 100%. So we need to dedicate time to being still and mindful as well. I really think about this because there's a lot of conversation about kids and how they've got so much energy to burn. And the answer to that seems to be giving them more things to do in order to burn that energy. But I think we also have to dedicate time where we think we're going to be doing a mindful activity or a still activity in order for their mind to just come right back down. And while they're young, yeah, you might need to do it with them, but when they get a bit older, you can just get them to draw on their own. You can get them to color on their own. Those are all mindful activities where their brains are still working, but they're doing it themselves. They're thinking themselves and they're feeling calm. Building blocks, toys like that enhance themselves and also bring awareness to themselves, but also being still and calm at the same time. So if we can dedicate time to do that, it's so important, even more so important than putting them in an activity where they're encouraged to go, go, go. Being mindful and training their minds to be still is going to enhance the other stuff that they do. And that is the exact same thing for us. We need to practice being calm and mindful because that is going to shape how we manage ourselves when we're going at 100%. We're going to be able to concentrate more and focus more on the tasks that require us to be busy. It's okay to slow down. And I think we feel a bit guilty about doing that sometimes, to have that moment of self-care, to go for a walk, because we push that to the bottom of our list. But a huge part of practicing being present is going to allow us to be happy for the rest of the stuff that happens in our lives. This episode is all about better bodies, better minds. So what I picked for us to do together was yoga. Obviously, I'm no expert on yoga. So I asked Maria from Prana Kids Yoga to help come show us a demonstration. So she's going to have a chat with me in a little bit on this video. And then the episode coming out on Sunday will be just a quick yoga session for kids. Just to help them, be still and mindful. And I loved her class. I loved how it's something, the kids are going to weekly where they can be still, practice being mindful, and then use those techniques in their daily lives as well. So that was really lovely and interesting to see. I hope you enjoy it too. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so Maria, tell us a little bit about Prana Kids Yoga and yourself. How did you get here?
Thanks for the question. So Prana Kids Yoga evolved from an intention for myself to have a better body and mind. My background is a high school teacher, and I was teaching PDHPE and religious education. Some may think that combination doesn't really fit, but there are so many elements of both that help enhance our health. And while I was teaching, I noticed that the teens were very stressed and anxious, and I had those tendencies as a child. And what really helped me was yoga and mindfulness as a young adult. And so I thought that children really need this opportunity and chance to develop their skills so that when they become teens and then young adults, they have better coping mechanisms and behaviors. So Prana Kids Yoga was formed. Prana means life force, and yoga gives me life and gives me opportunities for my self-care and well-being. And by instilling these little skills with the children, I feel that they also benefit. So
Yeah, great. How would you say that the mind and the body is kind of connected through yoga?
So in yoga, there's lots of breathing techniques, which helps us to ground and coming back to our body. The monkey mind, the chatter is really hard to soften and to ignore. So yoga helps us come back into our body where we feel all our emotions, we store so much tension and energy, and so helps us to stretch that out, to breathe that out, and soften what goes on in the mind. It doesn't go away, but it can float away like a cloud.
Yeah, and you're being more conscious of it, and like you said before, you kind of have the skills to manage like those other emotions and stuff that come out, which is really important for me, and that's why I try and push with Metta Minds as well. It's not about not feeling those things, it's about knowing what to do when they do come in a healthy way.
Yeah, there's so many ways that we can cope, and I think if we don't have those tools now in a healthy way, then there's other things that can happen in the future that aren't great and not healthy.
Yes, that's right. How does yoga and mindfulness help kids connect with themselves and the world around them on a deeper level?
I use these tools back at home or at school, and it's a great opportunity to then teach others. So I've seen kids who had trouble with their breathing, they've used the breathing board, they've become more aware of if they get stressed to use that, and then they'll see another child who's really stressed or anxious, and they'll say, hey, how about you try some breathing? So it doesn't just help them, but also the children around them as well.
I think I love that, and I've seen that too, because kids love to share.
Yes,
they absolutely love to share. So when you're sharing something positive, how good is that, right? They're spreading
that flow and effect, that domino effect.
How can we incorporate it into our daily routine? Where do you think, because we all have busy lives, and I think I'm always pushing on Metta Minds that yes, we have busy lives, but we also have to make time to be calm and still, because that's going to enhance the rest of our busyness. So where do you think would be a practical or easy way to kind of like slip this into a daily routine or a weekly routine?
I definitely think anywhere in your day. Mornings are great, but I know that it's tricky with parents. So definitely straight after school, after they've had a little snack, and not getting to homework or other activities, just coming back into themselves and doing some stretches, just a few poses. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just for the child to connect back to themselves after a big day, release some energy, have a conversation that might open up conversation about what was going on for them, or even at nighttime before bed, not too much movement, but just enough for that mindfulness to kick in, so that they go to bed a little bit more at ease. So
especially for maybe a child who's more active, and might not sit down to meditate or something like that, yoga is a great meditative practice.
Especially when you can use the different poses, like it doesn't have to be called yoga, mindful movement, stretching, just doing a few things. It's just a great opportunity to move your body and then come back to yourself.
I noticed when we were going through your yoga routine, which you guys will be able to see on Sunday for the lesson, you use some really nice positive affirmations like I am brave, I am confident, I'm strong, which funnily enough I use a lot too on the channel. So I would love to know your opinion on why you've incorporated the affirmations into the yoga, and how much you think, like the impact that would have on a child.
I think positive mindset, positive thinking really empowers children, and those I am statements are so strong in terms of rewiring our brain and helping us to flip that that negative thinking, the negative self-talk, that chatter. So when you move through yoga and you can say some of those positive words and affirmations, that sort of becomes habit, and just that six little affirmations that we used, I feel like children can just repeat that over and over, and if they're not feeling brave or strong, they can remind themselves and be that beautiful peaceful warrior, or that kind warrior.
Thank you, Maria, for joining us today. Thank you for being part of Metta Minds. I can't wait for you guys to see on Sunday Maria's yoga poses and routine and class. It's going to be great. So get yourselves ready and your kids ready, and you can do it along with the episode. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's a
And
pleasure.
enjoy.
Thanks.